I recently found out that a couple weeks ago there was an imam out in California who was openly calling for jihad against Jews, and I wanted to cover that. So just getting into the video. In the first section, he calls for jihad, and you see he says that Allah doesn't change the situation of their people until the people themselves change it. And Judgment Day won't come until Muslims fight the Jews. So that seems pretty clear that he is saying this is what you need to do, because I assume that Judgment Day is something they want. Otherwise, why would you bring it up? Why would you talk about wanting it to happen? And later on, you will see that he actually prays that the Muslims will be a part of it.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not change the situation of people حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم till they change their own situation. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لن تقوم الساعة حتى يقاتل المسلمون اليهود فيختلف.
So he quotes from the hadiths, the Sahih al-Bukhari and the Sahih al-Muslim. And one of the reasons why I covered that they are part of the hadith in my intro to Islam for infidels was that I knew it was going to come up in this video. So the basic quote appears 7 times. They're each slightly different. 3 times it appears in Sahih Bukhari, and 4 times the quote appears in Sahih Muslim. And then there's one quote that's in Sahih Muslim where a garkad tree is particularly mentioned, and he says that the garkad tree is the tree of the Jews, and he's upset that Jews have planted it all over Israel. I'm guessing it's the olive tree, because that's just what makes sense, but I don't know. And as I mentioned before, the Sahih Bukhari is slightly higher than the Sahih Muslim, and they're both hadiths.
اليهود فيختبئ اليهودي خلف الحجر والشجر فيقول الحجر والشجر يا مسلم يا عبد الله لن يقول يا مصري يا فلسطيني يا أردني يا سوري يا أفغاني يا باكستاني. The Prophet ﷺ says that the time will come.
So the Imam goes through several nationalities where Muslims are in the majority, and he states that the trees and the rocks will call out Muslim. They will not call out, Palestinian. They won't call out Iraqi. They won't call out Iranian. So it supports the idea that they think of themselves as all one nation. They don't think of themselves as separate nations, and it helps support the fact that they are not going to assimilate. They have no intention of assimilating. They think of themselves as separate. They consider it a separate loyalty to quite a degree, as they're calling to serve the militia.
Not take place till the Muslims fight the Jews. And we don't say if it's in Palestine or other, till they fight. And when that war breaks, that they would run and hide behind every rock and house and wall and trees. The house and the wall and the trees will call upon the Muslims. It will say, "Oh Muslim." It will not say, "Oh Palestinian, oh Egyptian, oh Syrian, oh Afghani, oh Pakistani, oh Indian." No, it will say, "Ya Muslim, oh Muslim, Muslim." When Muslims comes back, come, there is someone behind me. إلا شجر الغرقد فإنه من شجر يهود. Except a certain tree that they are growing today in Palestine, in that area, except this form of tree that they are growing today, that's the tree that will not speak to the...
He talks about the Muslims fighting the Jew, and he specifically says, well, we don't say if it's in Palestine or another place. And he is tying this into the Dome of the Rock which they refer to as the Al-Aqsa Mosque. But he says we don't say if it's in Palestine or another place. So that seems to me that he's implying, or he's giving the go-ahead to the Muslims to commit jihad on American soil, although he denies it in interviews later on. The clip rounds out with a very emotional prayer where he is practically crying as he begs his Allah that they should take over the Jews, take back the Al-Aqsa, and take over the Jews. And one thing I did notice, as somebody who knows a little bit of Hebrew, I heard the im in there a lot, which in Hebrew is plural. So I'm guessing that's also plural in Arabic, which is supposed to be a very close language. They're both Semitic languages. And another thing I definitely want to point out is I hope my viewers noticed that Imam Ammar Shahin is wearing that Fatah print terrorist scarf that I did a whole video laying out, and I did that on purpose because I knew that I was going to do this video, and I wanted to do that video first and make sure it was up and available when viewers were watching this video.
اللهم إنا نسألك نصرة المسجد الأقصى وسائر بلاد المسلمين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى من أدناس اليهود. اللهم عليك بمن أغلق المسجد الأقصى يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أرنا فيهم يوما أسودا وأرنا فيهم عجائب قدرتك. اللهم أهلكهم بددا وأحصهم عددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل ذلك على أيدينا واجعل لنا نصيبا منه يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اجعلنا ممن ينصرونهم بالقول والعمل. اللهم اجعلنا ممن ينصرونهم بالقول والعمل. اللهم اجعلنا ممن ينصرونهم بالقول والعمل.
So you've seen it for yourself, and I'm going to follow up by providing more information. There was a whole blow up between the Jewish community and this mosque, and I just want to cover that in another video. Thanks.